Why buy into the OM system? What is that is going to make you jump off the fence that you're looking at those top 4 brands in the mirrorless world and it's going to convince you to definitely buy into it? And I need you to know that I was right there with you 7 months ago. This is March 2026. And I understand exactly where you're at because it is such a hard decision to switch into any of these mirrorless formats. The game has definitely come up here. And we all know that Sony pretty much still a pretty darn good leader when it comes to the mirrorless format. But Canon has definitely stepped up its game finally after these years. Nikon with its purchase of Red has jumped leaps, right? But definitely more into the video world, we gotta admit, still makes some fantastic camera setups. And I'm going to throw in Fuji inside of there too. I know that it's kind of like a little off center, but everybody knows Fuji has that wonderful, weird way of bringing back the old look whilst taking these digital pictures. So I get where you're at, and I need you to know something. That 7 months ago, I wasn't even looking at a Micro Four Thirds format camera. Didn't even care to look at it at all. So how in the world did I end up becoming this loudmouth for this particular product? And the answer is a friend of mine had this body and that lens and he wanted to sell it. And guess what? In this used market, $400 for the whole combo. The body is $600, okay? And the lens, I believe, is about $200. Here's the thing though, he gave me the lens as a part of the deal because he just wanted to get some money back from what he originally purchased it for. And here I end up with this very good, very capable camera. And I didn't even think twice to this lens. I thought, okay, you know, I got the little freebie shot cup. Look at this thing. It's a shot cup, guys. I fell in love. This is one of the best street walking setups that I've ever had in my hands. It's so good that I actually did take this to Florida just a few days ago. I went and did Fort Lauderdale. So I have a few of those shots, and those videos are going to be coming by. And I wanted to do something about this. I wanted to try something that you don't do with this lens because this 14x42 has, yeah, it's 3.5 at its widest and 5.6 on tight. It is not a nighttime camera. And yet, I was able to, I kid you not, I believe I was at 60, right? 1/60th, and able to take shots at night of moving, well, no, I'm sorry, static shots of cars while they were moving. Took me 3 nights to figure it out. But the camera did it with this little itty bitty lens. Oh my gosh. $400 buy. $600 if you buy it new. I started really liking taking the pictures because you know what? One of the nice things about this particular camera setup, which by the way, I'm sorry, it's the OMD Mark IV, is that it's a teaching camera. This particular camera will actually help anyone who doesn't know how to do photography very well. There's a feature dial where you choose the scene, and if you want to do a portrait, it'll do all the job for you. Set it up for portrait, it'll get the portrait done. If you want to do fireworks, it'll do fireworks for you. You want to do a nighttime shot with light trails, it'll do that. You want to do macro photography, it actually has that feature. I actually looked up all the features this thing could do and compared it to the Canon brand because I'm a Canon head. I have an APS-C D70, which is an old brick of a freaking body, but I do have the 2470L, yeah, that 2.8, that mule of a lens that took the birth of my child. I absolutely love that setup, and that old glove is still being used to this day. But getting back to the point, the best body that comes to what this one can do, again at $600, is about $1,200 by Canon. I forget exactly what it was, but I was looking at it, it's like, yeah, well, $600. So it's a dollar for dollar good buy. Dollar for dollar, a good buy. If you're looking for something that will get you into mirrorless and you won't be disappointed with it and it's going to take fantastic pictures, there's your answer. You cannot go wrong with the amount of monies that you're going to spend into it because you're going to get all these wonderful features. And the IBIS alone, that in-body stabilization is fantastic. Watch the next videos. You better like me now so that way you can see them. But this setup convinced me to go to the next level. And I'm talking about, it's the widest jump that you could possibly make, because I bought, that's right, the flagship. This is the OM system, OM1 Mark II. This is the top of the line that you can buy from them. And not only, the lens was already purchased before. I used it with the OMD. I will die on the hill I'm about to just stand on right here, guys. This is by far the best lens that you can buy across the board of any of the other brands out there. 12 by 100 f4 constant pro glass. Please understand, you have to keep reminding yourself, when I said 12 by 100, what I'm telling you is 24 by 200 in something the size of, it's a glass that fits in the palm of your hand. F4 constant. In a body that can go anywhere in the world, and that is not a joke. This is a body that can go to Antarctica as much as it can go into the Sahara, as much as it can go to the Amazon. This is a camera body and lens setup that literally will take you anywhere in the world, and you will not have a problem with it at all. The body itself on sale, $2,000. $2,000. Anywhere else that you can buy a body that has all the features that this one in particular does, and the answer is about $5,000. I fully apologize. I wanted to make sure that I said this right now. I made it sound like that you would find a $5,000 body out there that wouldn't compare to the OM1. The truth is that not everybody has all the same features across the board for what OM can do. And that's the same for all the others, okay? They all have their pluses and their minuses. But the best body that I could find that was very comparable was the Sony A7RV, which is a $3,500 body. And I was also looking at the lens that went with it, which is the FE2470, because I was used to the experience of using the Canon one version of it as well. And so I added them together, $5,000. So I apologize for that little bit of an accident when I stated the number. I didn't mean to make it sound like that it would, even though it is still an expensive body, I still wanted to do right. So $2,000 for the OM1 and $3,500 basically for the Sony A7RV. And there you have it. So sorry about that. Moving along. I did get its cousin and got to the zoom. And I need to bring that up because I want you to see something about their 40-150, which one of the reasons why you can buy the 40-150 for about $800 as well is because the 50-200 is already out. But I want to point out something. This thing is as big as a Starbucks coffee tumbler, okay? It is not a very big, telezoom. And I do have the 1.4 teleconverter inside of there. So please understand, here I have in my hands a 100 to 400 zoom. But again, if you're too new in photography, you're not really getting this. You need to look at the other brands that have that setup, approximate. And then you can start understanding how fantastic, because this is also a pro setup right here. From Antarctica to the Sahara, this thing can go with you. This setup right here is all you need for most of the photography that anybody needs to do for pretty much anything in the world. Granted, there are some things that you need to do for certain situations, like low light, yes. Highly recommend the 17mm 1.2, okay? But when it comes down to the brass tacks, for the majority of the shots that you definitely would need, between these three things that OM Systems provides, you will not be disappointed. And for the same price of just one body of a decent system that basically sets itself up, you already have all three of these. And with the post-processing software that exists out there, you will take some fantastic shots. Which again, I want to point out, I used this body with this lens, and I'm going to show the Fort Lauderdale shots because I've never done nighttime shots with this setup before. Okay? Never done static car shots welded, and so I'm very happy with what I got. They're not awesome, but I'm happy that I got them. And then I'll show you all the daytime shots because it was spring break. I was more interested on the beach and water, so don't think I'm going to be that kind of guy. If you have any questions, bring it out in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer them. I need you to know that your decision to looking into the OM system will not be one put in vain. For the money that you're going to be putting into it, you will actually get the return that you're looking for, as long as you use the computational power of this camera. Period. Bring it up in the comments. Thank you for EveryPhotoPro. Like me. Please, more is going to be coming.